this one has unfortunately been on the news more recently, preventing the hot car-related deaths. Can both of you give us some tips on preventing those type of deaths? Or first describe what a hot car-related death is.
So really what a hot car-related death is, it can happen in a couple of ways. One, a child who's accidentally forgotten, because maybe the parent pattern changes and it's not the parent who normally drops the child at daycare or to the babysitter. And I know that we have a lot of people who say, how could anybody forget their child? But you have to realize that we live in a society now where we have technology at our fingertips all the time. And it's a fast-paced world and we're distracted. So if your routine changes and you're not the one who normally is taking the child, or if you are, but your routine has changed, it is very possible that you could go straight to work instead of to the child care facility, and you get in with your busy day, and it's not until much later that you've realized you've left your child in the vehicle. Then you also have the children who they're outside playing with their friends and they're playing hide and seek, and they gain access to a family member's keys, and they go in the car to hide. And believe it or not, we had a 6-year-old in Florida last year who didn't get out of the car and passed away from a heat-related death. And you would think, okay, at 6, they should have realized when they couldn't get out through the back door, the child locks were on to jump over the seat and come out the front door, but they're children. Mm-hmm. And so their minds don't think like ours. So it was truly, any death is tragic, but, when you see an older child, they're just playing a game and it's hide and seek. That was just really tragic. So our recommendation is that you always keep your keys and your key fob high and away from your children so that they can't gain access to your vehicle. Keep all vehicles that are in your driveway locked so they can't gain access. There are definitely some things that you can do to remind yourself that you have your child in the car with you in the car seat. Not to mention they have car seats now that have sensors on them that plug, right? So they have car seats now that on that harness clip, when you close it, there's a little, in your little fuse, like box in your car, there's a little fuse that plugs in to your car. And so what it does is when your ignition turns off, that harness clip starts sounding off an alarm to remind you that you need to check. So, they're a little pricey. So if you can't afford a car seat like that, here's some things you can do. So put your purse in the back seat. Put your cell phone in the back seat, because I can promise you won't get in your office too long without looking for your cell phone. I've had, some people also recommend that you take your shoe off, take off one shoe and put it in the back seat near the car seat. And that will remind you that you have left a child. Because what happens is they overheat, and once they get to 104 degrees, then they start into organ failure. And so it doesn't take very long, especially in Florida, to reach 104 degrees in a car for this child to start showing signs that their organs are shutting down. And then, they will eventually pass because it's so hot.
Right. And if you see a child in a car by themselves, or even an animal, call 911 right away.
And if you can gain access, you can gain access to that child. And, even if it means that you have to break a window to get in, you're within legal rights to do that to help the child before EMS arrives.
Excellent.